Hi, Lisa.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy, and I'm so grateful that you are here.
I
So,
know. I'm so
thank you so much.
excited.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course, of
Thank you
course.
so much. Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what? Uh, before going ahead, I just want to ask about, people are thinking about what is purpose. So, what is purpose, Vibha?
What is purpose? Okay, that's quite a good question to ask. I feel
Yeah.
like your soul's purpose is the mission and the mission that you came here to make on the planet. So I
Mm.
really believe in reincarnation, and I believe that before the soul comes here to earth, it decides on a purpose for that lifetime. It decides on a mission for that lifetime, right?
Mm.
And the mission is really like who you're here to be, what you're here to do, what you're here to give, to really bring more positive change to the world, right? I feel like every single person is here to make an impact, whether it's big or small, it doesn't matter. And that's your purpose. It's being who you are, being aligned with that mission, and giving like your gifts yourself to the world.
So beautiful. So now please share about your journey, that what you do and how you discovered your purpose. I know it is very interesting, and
Yeah.
we would love to know about that in detail. Yes.
Oh yeah, awesome. So my journey started. I think it was maybe probably like 6 years ago. So I was living like the typical busy lifestyle. I was working as a makeup artist, and I was living in London. And I was very, very like busy. I was looking for happiness outside of myself, and I was really burning myself out. So I had like this great life. I had a really good career as a makeup artist. I was working like on Fashion Week and all these like fashion shoots. But inside I felt like really empty, and I just felt like super burnt out. So I eventually crashed. I had this crash. I was so exhausted. I just was so like feeling so anxious, just so like bad about myself, and my health really declined. And in that moment was when I had a spiritual awakening, right? And I asked myself, I'm like, what is happening? Why do I feel like this? I feel like I'm living the life that like I should be living. Why is everything like falling apart? So basically what I heard from within myself was that you're on the wrong path. So that started my journey to looking for my purpose. From then, I started to get into personal development, to spirituality, and I came across this idea of having a purpose. So I watched this movie called The Shift by Wayne Dyer, which is an amazing, amazing movie. And he spoke about having a purpose and how this made you feel fulfilled and how this made you be who you truly are. So I went on this search to find my purpose. But I was looking externally for my purpose. So I was reading every book, watching like all the videos, and it was just a struggle for me to find my purpose. I just couldn't find it. I didn't know what I was meant to do. And I had this feeling within myself that I was here for more. I just didn't know what it was. So things shifted for me when I started meditating. So I started to meditate, and through my meditations, I connected to my soul, and I started to receive visions about my purpose. I started to be shown what I was here to do. I saw myself coaching, I saw myself speaking, I saw myself doing this whole online thing, and I really found my purpose by that connection with my soul through meditation. So from there, my whole life just changed. I just began to follow these visions, these intuitive ideas that were coming from my meditation. And I became a soul purpose coach, and I became a speaker, and I started my online business. And now it's become my mission to just help women find their purpose.
So beautiful, and we need such people like you who wake up to their purpose, because it's not an easy thing. It definitely requires a lot of courage to even, to have that self inquiry and move ahead with courage. So hats off to you, and I'm really thankful that someone like you is there in this world. So, the cosmos is blessed to have you
Oh,
helping people. Yeah, it's really beautiful thing, and it is the need of the hour. We can say so much of bad things happening around. Why? Because people are disaligned with their life's purpose. That's the thing, and that
yeah.
is the core foundation. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because if you're misaligned with your purpose, you're misaligned with who you are. And you're living life out of alignment with yourself, which makes you very unhappy.
Yes. So I'm really grateful that you have that courage and you are following what your heart, says you to do that. So that's so lovely and amazing. And there was, one question someone asked that, suppose someone already know what is their purpose, but they do not have that courage. So how to have that courage to find that purpose first, and then to, follow that, because they are two different levels and two different things. There are few people who know their purpose, they do not have courage, and there are people who do not know what is their purpose. So we would love to know about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that, because this has actually been a big part of my journey too. You can find your purpose, you can know your purpose, but the next step is doing like the inner work. Because once you have your spiritual awakening and then you find your purpose, you then have to grow and become that person to live your purpose, which really means looking at the parts of yourself that feel unworthy, that don't feel confident, that feel scared, and healing, doing emotional healing work on yourself to release that so that you can follow your purpose. So, for example, my whole journey has been connecting to my soul through meditation, understanding my purpose, but then doing the inner work to heal a lot of emotional blocks that I had about myself, not feeling confident, like feeling unworthy, all of these stories that we really pick up throughout our lives, especially from our childhood. We have to start looking at that stuff and releasing it. Because once we look at that stuff and we release it, we will have more of the confidence to move towards our purpose, right?
Right.
Purpose is scary, right? It's very scary. It brings up so much fear, so much anxiety, and our job is to release that. And I honestly think that it's part of the journey. I feel like you get shown your purpose, you know your purpose, because you have to go through this inner growth to be able to live it, right? That actually gives you the tools to be able to help people more, to understand yourself more. So it's really about looking at your fears, looking at your emotional blocks, really understanding what's holding you back, and allowing yourself to go within and feel those emotions and release them. And that then makes you free to follow your purpose. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I can completely relate with whatsoever you said, because my journey was also like that, just, realizing what I do, and then facing those fears, and even if I feel that we are still doing those things, and gradually we realized that, the things which we were afraid about, those were my purposes and my calling. So it's not an easy path. And as you discussed about incarnations and all, so, our tradition, Indian tradition, really believes in incarnation, that Hinduism and stuff. So, the whole theory of Bhagwad Geeta, it is a holy scripture, Bhagwad Geeta, it is based on about having that purpose and following that purpose. Okay. So, I am reading that book, and I am writing all those verses in my own way about how it is related to finding our purpose. So there is a very powerful verse which says that we all have a duty in our life. for that we are born for. And it is not that my duty is superior and your duty is inferior. It's not like that. It is our duty and we have to follow that in this birth. So I can completely relate with that, the way you shared about incarnations and all, because here in India, our scriptures are saying about all those things. And from there, I derive my inspiration. So thank you so much for realizing, because you are having that realization from within, already within, without much scriptures and all those things, because that consciousness or that light inside you is you already within you, right? Your message is within you, so you just have to be calm and you will know that. So one more question, that how meditation helped you in knowing your purpose, specifically meditation. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, meditation was the number one thing. As I said before, I started to meditate and I connected to my soul and I started to get visions. So what meditation really does, what it does when you meditate is it actually helps you connect to your soul. It helps you to open up your intuition. It helps you to connect to the divine, to God, to your higher self, your soul, your spirit guide, whatever it is that you believe in. It opens up that pathway for you to receive those answers that you need. So the more that you meditate and you ask the right answers, like, what is my purpose? What am I here to do? The more those answers will start coming through you. And really, meditation is the only place that you can actually really understand your purpose. It's not something that you find outside of yourself. It has to come from within, right? So the more you can meditate and ask questions and, invite in God, your higher self, spirit guide, soul, whatever it is that you connect to, invite that in and start asking it to show you. You might not get visions like me. You might hear things, you might hear words, or you might feel an answer, or you might just have an inner knowing about an answer, right? It's just about having that space to connect to that intuition and just trust what's coming through. And that's how it helped me to find my purpose. That's what I began doing. I just started meditating and looking within myself, and the answers came through me.
So beautiful, and I can completely relate with that, the way you shared that when we start questioning things, that even every single action, we start questioning that what is the purpose of this action, and every action of yours, what is the purpose behind that. And ultimately meditation calms us down to hear that inner voice which we say. Many people say that I can't find, or I cannot hear my inner voice. So because I believe that there are already so many external noises that it lost somewhere. So meditation helps us in calming down that, and that's how. So beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
And many people message me that how to find your purpose and how can I find my purpose. So I really believe that we cannot help people in finding their purpose, but we definitely can help them to have that environment inside them in which they can the purpose will be revealed to them. So that we can definitely do with them. So that's the thing. So how you help people in finding their purpose? Anything which you can share. Yeah,
so I basically just do what we were speaking about. I help them to connect to their intuition, to their soul, through meditation or through journaling, any kind of like exercise that helps them to go within. So when I work with someone, I know that they have all the answers inside of themselves. I know that. So I don't have to, I'm not answers. I'm here to help them to open up to their own answers. So I always make sure that they meditate, and I will give them certain types of guided meditations that will help them to invite in their soul and their higher power to start asking those questions. And then I also take them through a journaling exercise to help them to connect to their desires. So everyone has deep desires, things that they really want in their heart, right? And I believe that those things that you want in your heart are direct guidance from your soul, from God, from your higher power. So when I can connect people to their desires, their purpose starts to come through, right? They start to realize what their purpose is because they're connecting to the heart, essentially.
So you mentioned about desire, that it's so powerful because we have desires, we want to fulfill them, but we have fear. But the freedom is not there till the time we fulfill that desire.
Yeah.
So beautiful and such a profound knowledge. You know, it's the knowledge that's going to liberate people and help them in becoming more free, not just in this life materialistically, but forever. You know, to free the soul forever, definitely. So thank you so much for sharing that, and I can feel that positivity and that vibration and that light. Thank you for sharing that light with all of us. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Yeah, and many people say about that I want to do certain thing, but I do not know like how to turn into a career, because we have to, you know, leave and we have to earn and to all those things. So here in this world, we need that material comforts also. So how to create a purpose-driven career?
Yeah.
What do you think?
So again, it's really about going within and just really receiving those intuitive answers from yourself in meditation, or connecting to what you desire and really discovering what it is that you want to do. So for example, like I will always ask my clients, like, if you had all the money in the world and there was no limitation, what kind of work would you do? And that then usually leads them to some kind of answer to what they really, really desire to do. So once you understand what it is that you desire to do, it's really understanding, like, how can this become a career? You know, you have to start asking yourself those questions. So, for example, if you want to become a coach, how does that become a career, right? Do you want to put out all your work online, you know? Do you want to get clients online? Do you want to work in person, right? If you want to become a speaker, you know, how can you start reaching out to people to speak? How can you start learning, you know? So it's really first desire, and then logical in your mind, like how could this actually turn into a career? And then the next best tip I could give is to start looking at people who are doing what you want to do. So start to learn from other people who, for example, are coaches or speakers, if that's what you want to do. Start to follow them on Instagram. Start to learn from them. And then that then rewires your brain to see that it's possible. You start to see that they're making money from that, right? And then over time you rewire yourself and you take the action that becomes your career. And the money will follow when you follow your purpose. You know, it might not come straight away, you know, because sometimes we have things to work through before the money comes, but it will always come.
Beautiful. You said the money will follow when you will follow your purpose, because it's a path of abundance, isn't it?
Yeah. Exactly.
So
exactly.
Beautiful.
You know, because when you're living your purpose too, you're in a high vibration. You know, your vibration is higher. So the higher your vibration, the better you feel. The better you feel, the more of a magnet you are to abundance.
You have that quality of manifesting things, if we say in the more spiritual term, that you align with, this material world and all kind of planes. So in yogic terms, we say that we are made up of 5 elements, and when we chant certain mantras, they have that effect in our brain, our body, and all our bodies. So, you know, we have that mastery of controlling the elements. So when we reach to that level, we definitely can do that. It is not easy, but that's how the path of courage, the path of purpose is. Yes.
And again, coming back to like the healing part, especially with money, we have all these beliefs about money, you know, and it depends how you grew up, you know, how your parents were with money. So a lot of the we have to work through that fear around money to allow it to come in.
Yes. Mindset needs to be taken care of first.
Yeah, exactly.
All the blocks, you know, we have created around money and all those things. If we have the mindset, we can create, you know, any kind of things, and materially or in every way.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, there was one more question. There was a girl, and she asked that she want to find her purpose, but in this process, she is feeling stuck. You know, you remember, like our time when we used to find our purpose, we feel like, what's happening with me? You know, that phase, that condition. So how to deal with that?
Yeah, I think again, it's like for her to maybe to not try and look outside of herself so much. You know, when I was stuck, I was in my mind a lot, and I was looking outside of myself. So what that means is I was buying every book, reading every book, thinking I'd find my purpose in the book. And I was constantly thinking, what's my purpose? What's my purpose? And, you know, my brain only gives me, it can only give me like so many answers based on, you know, what I'd experienced in my life. That's all it could give me answers on. So again, it was the meditation that helped with that, because when you meditate, you know, as you said before, you're closing out the outside noise, what you think you should do, and then you're connecting to a higher wisdom to come through you, you know. It's more of a surrender through meditation, asking, you know, what's my purpose, and allowing answers to come through you, you know. Another really good exercise I do with my clients is to look at the people that inspire you the most, right? So that's with famous people or public, you know, figures or spiritual teachers. Look at the people who inspire you the most. Write down what their purpose is, what kind of work they're doing in the world, right? And you'll start to see your purpose, because when you admire someone, it's because they have a similar purpose to you. You know, they have a similar mission.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So when you actually start to realize that, you'll see your purpose coming back to you, because the reason you admire them is because they are showing you what you truly desire. Your desires come from the soul, right? The soul knows what your purpose is. So actually, that's a really, really good exercise. And honestly, like, getting clear when you're doing that exercise, asking yourself, why do I admire these people so much? Like, what do I see? Like, how do I see myself in them?
Beautiful. Such a powerful exercise. Such a beautiful.
Yeah.
And the way you shared, you kept questioning, like, every single moment. There is no other thought, you know, just asking this question, what I'm doing here? What's my purpose? And reading all such books, you know, related with that thing, and meditation. And I can so relate with it, because, you know, 4 years back, I was into that stage, and I keep on reading all those books and, you know, sit in silence and keep asking all those questions. Then what happens, you know, many a times people think, oh, this girl is crazy or what? You know, because we are in that zone.
Yeah.
You know, that I really believe that journey is really little difficult in the beginning, because we go through a transformative phase. But once you know yourself, that you become unstoppable. So thank you so much for sharing that. And the way you shared that, we should ask this question, why I'm following this person, you know, and I'm liking that person and I'm admiring that person. So there is a reason behind it. And it was something very new for me as well. And I'm so happy to know that. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah. It honestly just gives you like so much insight, because, you know, even if at the time when you're following these people, you might have thoughts like, oh, you know, I can't do something like that, you know, too for me, you know, you kind of have these limiting thoughts. But really what your soul is doing, your soul is pulling you towards those people, because it's showing you what's possible for you, you know. So and really understanding why you admire these people, why you're so drawn to their work. You'll see in yourself what you're here to do.
So amazing. The way you shared that the soul is there, soul is desiring to find the purpose and live that purpose. It's us who is we are creating that mental blocks and we are not allowing. But the universe is always there, and when we have that courage and when we start questioning, we receive answers. So thank you so much. And Jyoti asked that question and says, happy she got her answer. Thank you, Jyoti. Thank you for asking this question, and thank you for answering that. And there was one more question, that when you find your purpose, then how you perceive the world, because there are many people who do not know what is purpose and how to find that purpose. So they believe, okay, someone who already know what is their purpose and they live a purpose aligned life. So how they perceive the world? So how you perceive the world, Lisa?
That's a really, really beautiful question. So I think before you find your purpose, you probably perceive the world as quite a fearful place, and your life is all about you. It's all about, what can I do to make my life better, and all this, kind of like thoughts just about yourself and your own life, and the world seems scary and fearful. But once you find your purpose, you start to perceive the world as a place that you are here to serve and give to, because your purpose is to help the world in some way, right? So you start to not see the world as a scary place. You start to see the world as maybe a bit damaged. Some people are a bit damaged. Some people, are a bit hurt. And you want to then use your gifts to, improve the world. You're not scared of it anymore. You want to give to the world.
Beautiful, beautiful. That we realize that we are here for service, for helping people, and the whole mindset starts shifting. So it's really a beautiful place to be in. So people strive for finding that purpose in your life, and learn from Lisa and just find your purpose. So what is your mission in life? What is your mission?
So my mission is really to just awaken as many women as possible to their purpose. Because I feel like the more people who are awakened to their purpose, the more positive change will be created on the planet. And that's what I truly believe that my soul came here to do. So I don't know if you're familiar with the term light worker. A light worker is a soul who chose to come here to raise the vibration of the planet, right? So my mission really through my work is to help raise the vibration of the planet. So the more people who are awakened to their purpose, the more people feel good, they feel empowered, they feel worthy, the more the vibration of the planet rises, and then they share their gifts and help others, and then other people awaken to their purpose.
So powerful, so powerful. I have seen one similarity in all those people who awaken towards their reality as you are. The ultimate goal is that, raising the vibrations, because they know from where all this negativity is coming from. Not by scolding and fighting and, being violent towards that. Because they know that, from the core, from within, we all are divine. Because we have forgotten that. So thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you so much. And I'm so grateful for that. And there are a few questions. I will ask. There's one question that while following your purpose, how to deal with negative people? Ankit is asking that.
Oh, that's great. So I think it's having awareness. First, don't go and tell your purpose to negative people that don't understand it. If someone in your family that's very limited, who's not conscious, don't go and tell them, go change the world, because they're going to shoot you down. Right? They're just so having conversations about your purpose with supportive people only who get you, right? That's very important. And also with negative all, it's just really important to realize that it's all about them. You know, it's not about you. So when someone's being like negative and they're sharing their limitations with you and they're trying to shoot you down, it's about them, right? They don't think that things are possible for them. It's not about you. So again, just don't have the conversations with them and don't listen to them. That's the best advice.
True. It's I believe, very rightly you said that it's not their reality. It's just that they're disaligned, so they're projecting their insecurities over us.
Yeah.
So, isn't it so beautiful? Thank you so much. And you know what, I really believe that I see through a perspective where I do not see them as an individual, but as the universe who is testing us. That okay, how much courage do you have? Are you going to still follow your path, or you will just give up? So if you will give up, then just I will leave you. Or if you will not, I will be there with you. So after, as we say, that period is a little difficult, but when we do not give up, we keep on moving. Wow, thank you.
Yes,
thank you so much. Yeah. And there was one more question where one girl was asking that, she is not able to focus and, concentrate while, meditating. So what is meditation for you? Is that concentration? Is that focus? Or it's just deconcentration? What do you think?
Yeah, so meditation used to be really hard for me. When I first started meditating, I actually hated meditation. I felt like I couldn't do it. So meditation, it's not about stopping thinking, because I don't think that's possible. It's really about guiding thoughts. So I would suggest that if you're having trouble with meditation, do a guided meditation, so that your thoughts are following the meditation, and that actually really helps. That helped me. I still listen to guided meditations. I love them. It just helps your mind to focus on something else rather than your normal thought. So what I did to break through that block was I started to do guided meditations right before bed. So right before bed, you are really relaxed, right? So when you're really relaxed, you can get into meditation. Also, first thing in the morning is really good, but if you're particularly struggling, I would say right before bed, do the guided meditations. That will help train your body and how to slow down those negative thoughts and, train it to like really follow the meditation.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And Jyoti is again asking that, what if? Is it possible to be passionate about many things at one time? Suppose somebody is feeling that I love, singing also, dancing also, and many such acts. So, how to deal with that? Like, how to then find the purpose?
Yeah, that's a really common question. You can be passionate about so many things, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's actually really good. I don't know if you're familiar with human design, but human design is like basically like what your energy is, what type of person you are. There's 4 different types of human design. So this person sounds like he's a manifesting generator who are multi-passionate, right? And I'm a manifesting generator. So how that works for me is I know like the bigger mission, and then through the bigger mission of my purpose, I put in all of my passions with that. So for example, when I'm working to help people find their purpose, I also add in things like connecting to your intuition, manifestation, channeling, right? So I just have this one mission, but I'm putting in all my passions with it. What's also important to do, if this person is a manifesting generator, is that you have to do different things to keep yourself satisfied. So how that works for me is I have my online business, right? But then I also do a outside of myself. But within the online business, I do different things. Like I do videos, I would do like captions. You know, it's just allowing yourself to satisfy all of those passions under one thing. So if that person can really understand what the bigger mission is, you can put all those passions together.
Beautiful, beautiful. There could not be any best answer than this. Thank you so much. I hope, it is very powerful answer. And we have one question. What is the ultimate goal of meditation?
I would say to connect with yourself and who you truly are.
Yes, yeah. Self-realization, we can say. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, not the person that you think you are based on the life that you've lived, based on what other people have told you, based on the negative experience you've had, because that stuff's not real. Who you truly are, you're a divine soul, and I really feel like that is the goal of meditation, because that changes the whole game when you can connect to that within yourself.
Beautiful. Realizing the true self and realizing the oneness. There is no duality. Beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. And there's one question. What would you suggest for someone who has, already began one different path, but, getting some hints, this is not my calling, I have to do something else. So what should they do in this situation? Yeah.
They've began to commit to something and it's not their path.
They already are doing something, but, they feel that my heart is somewhere else. So what should they do? It is risky.
Okay.
It's a risky path. You have to leave it.
Yeah, my biggest...
It's the path of warriors. It's the path of warriors. Yes.
Follow your heart. There will be a reason why you've committed to that path, and it's probably because there were certain lessons for you to learn that will help you with your purpose. But if you're feeling like it's time to leave that and to follow your heart, then that means that path has made you learn the lessons that you needed, and it's time to follow your heart. Again, your heart is always guided from your soul, from the divine, from God, and it's always guiding you towards your purpose. So it's really trusting that, even when there's fear, because there will be fear, right? It's not easy to trust your heart desires, but really that is the path that you are being guided on, and your job is to follow it.
So you have to take that leap of faith, ultimately, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Without risking and without taking that leap of faith, we won't be ever able to, go to any path. So thank you so much for this beautiful sharing. And, if people want to learn from you, so what should they do? How they can connect with you and learn through you?
Oh, okay. So the best way to connect with me right now is through my Instagram, which is @LisaJane. Maybe I should I put it in the comments? Is that better?
Yeah.
I'm going to type it in. It's @LisaJane_coach. So this is the best way to connect with me right now. I don't have a website right now, and it's the best way to find out about, my content, the work that I'm putting out there. If I'm doing coaching, not events, because I'm sure you're following or in there, but any content about finding your purpose will be on my Instagram page.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you can just go follow her page and learn from her. She's just a light in this world. And I'm so grateful to know you and connect with you, and someone who is thinking in the highest. This is the highest thing. I believe, realizing the human potential, realizing the purpose in life and living that and helping other people. I believe that is the ultimate purpose of life. You awakened and now you are helping people in knowing themselves. Such a divine thing, and we all are so blessed to have you here.
Thank you.
There is one question. Yeah, thank you. As I'm growing growing up, my interests are changing. So how can I know that this is the path for me?
Yeah,
As you,
well, I mean, that's actually pretty normal for your interest to change. Like, your soul is here to grow. So you will be attracted to many different things throughout your life. But there will be a point where you discover that something is your purpose. So actually, one thing that could, again, help you to find your purpose is to look at, like, your own transformation, right? So,
right.
had a spiritual awakening, if you're searching for your purpose, you have been through a transformation, right? So when you look at your own transformation, that helps you understand what your purpose is. Because what happens is your soul will help you, will put you through certain situations, difficult situations, right? For you to learn lessons so that you can then help and serve others with the same, right? So, for example,
Yes.
you know, it was a struggle for me to find my purpose. It was a struggle for a reason, because I'm here to help others with that. So, as your interests are changing, which is always amazing, keep an eye on what your transformation is, right? That is going to the answer to your purpose.
Wow, so beautiful. As you already said that, you know, you can use all those interests, all those skills in creating a more purpose-driven career. So, isn't it? And so nothing is a waste, because everything is, you know, helping us in the evolution of the soul. So, yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much, and that is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And there was one question that we all are so, you know, lost, you know, in our job or something. We do not, you know, love that job. The students are, you know, they're not loving their careers and all those things. So from where I started is I really feel for the professionals. I really feel for the students. As you will say about India, we have that data, and, you know, it is very heartbreaking that every single hour, one student is committing suicide. And you know what is the reason? The reason is forced career choices and emotional turbulences, because they do not know what they want to do. They do not know who they are, and they are just getting influenced by external things, and they're not happy there, and they are finding joy in addictions and all those things. So, you know, how to help them? Like, how to help them? I really feel for this, and that's why I started helping them, like, you know, to find their purpose, to know their potential. Because when we know what we are here for, we will be, you know, we'll feel that joy through that work. We will not require any external thing to make us happy. So that is the condition, that is the thing. So how to help them? How to help those youth and professionals and reach to maximum people, and yeah. Yes.
So firstly, I feel, because this was my journey too, like, I ended up hating my job. Like, I hated it. Like, I was so unfulfilled. I felt so unhappy. I was so drained. I actually started getting health problems, which was related to my job, right? So first off, that is actually a blessing, right? When you, it doesn't feel like it at the time, but when you're in that place where you feel so bad in your job or so bad in your studies, that's a blessing, because it's showing you that there's something different, right? It's showing you there's something more. So to get past that, you really have to, again, look within yourself, right? So meditation, looking at the people you truly admire, understanding your own transformation, looking within yourself, and actually just not listening to what's going on externally, you know, not listening to what your parents expect from you, what your friends expect from you, what your family expects from you, and trusting what you truly desire to do, you know, really connecting to those desires. That's the only thing that's going to bring you the purpose and the happiness, you know, and really learning that there's so much more to life than what you think, you know. So I guess for these students and professionals, they think it's the only option, right? They think you have have to do these studies, I have to work in this job. This is the only option for me. But in reality, there's so many other options. There's so many other options. And with the meditation and connecting to desires, this is probably a good time to start looking for people who actually feel fulfilled, who are actually living their purpose, who are doing work in the world. And, I said don't look too much in about trying to find your purpose. This is about just showing yourself that there's something more. So if you can read books by people who are living their purpose, who do feel fulfilled, just show your brain there's something more. Then come back into meditation, ask those questions: what is my purpose? What am I here to do? Connecting to those for desires, asking yourself, if I had all the money in the world, what kind of work would I do? Who do I admire? What are they doing in the world? What is my transformation being? Really connecting back to that and following that, and allowing yourself to let that stuff go. The job, the studies. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. There has to be a gradual, switch over. But just really realizing that.
Definitely. So beautiful sharing. Thank you so much. And the way you shared that, we have to, keep meditating, keep asking that question. There are very few people who even ask that question. So, those who are asking this question and they have that desire and they are listening here right now. They are right here. So a big congratulations to them, because they could be doing anything in this world and they are here giving their time and listening. That means they have that desire and they have the potential. They have everything and they can do it. Definitely.
Yes. I also think too, if you're here and you're watching this live and you're seeking to find your purpose, it's because you have a big purpose. It's because you're so dedicated to make a big impact in the world, right? And you're feeling that pull from your soul. You're feeling that, you're just drawn to it, and it's for a reason. So trust it. You're here to make a really big impact. You're here to do incredible things. So keep following that. Keep going within. Keep asking yourself the questions. Keep connecting to the desire.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yes, so that means they have that desire. That's why they're here, because whatsoever we search, we can find those things. So yes, so congratulations to each one of you, and just start your journey by learning with Lisa, and just learn from her, and just have that questioning inside you. And someone is asking that what about law of attraction? Does it works or not? Law of attraction. Yeah.
Okay, yes, the law of attraction is always working. The law of attraction is, we're always manifesting everything that's our reality. We're always manifesting through our thoughts, through our feelings, through our emotions. We can draw things to us. We can draw experiences to us. With the law of attraction, you really just have to do a lot of learning about the law of attraction to understand how it works, for it to work with you in a positive, because when we don't know about the law of attraction, it can kind of work against us, because we have limiting thoughts and negative beliefs, so we're drawing things that we don't want to us. But once you learn about it, it does work. It works a lot with your purpose, because when you can learn to connect with your soul and your intuition and your desires, you can manifest those things really powerfully to you, because it's meant for you.
Beautiful, beautiful. And the way you shared about when you have that desire to find anything, so very powerfully thinking about it. And there's one more thing which I think that sometimes, or most of the times, our mind is always limited. We cannot think big. We have that tendency of that surviving mindset. We have that I just want to survive. Mind tricks us into that, and that stops us from believing in the highest. So so we have to take care of that. What is that thing which we really want to manifest through the law of attraction? Yeah.
Yes, exactly, exactly. We have to
Yes.
get like out of that like survival, instinct. And again, like what I said previously, like when you want something and you want to use the law of attraction, the best way to convince your brain that it's possible is to start looking at people that already have it. Start to follow these people on Instagram or watch their videos, right? Then that starts to rewire your brain to see that it's possible. Because if we just say, for example, I want more money, right? And we grew up and our family had money issues, we're just not going to see that it's possible, for it to come in certain ways. But when we start to look at someone who's actually making money from that thing, we'll actually start to see different ways, and our brain will open up. Oh, I can make money this way. I can make it this way. I can make it this way. And it's really just rewiring your brain to believe that stuff, and then that's how it works. To believe it comes into your reality.
Beautiful. Definitely. And one interesting question, I have seen that you have mentioned that you are on a mission to help women about finding their purpose. So why women? Why only women?
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like my work is just very like feminine. And I feel like, well, actually, I do know this. This is going back to like my own journey too, because I grew up feeling really like unworthy and feeling like I wasn't enough. And the first 26 years of my life was kind of like chaotic because I had this belief system. So I was working jobs that were draining me. I had health issues. I was in terrible relationships because I had this belief that I was unworthy. So when I found my purpose, that all shifted. It began to shift, and I started to feel worthy and empowered. And throughout my whole life, I've had friends who felt unworthy, who felt disempowered. So I feel like that's why I have the calling, because this is such a problem in women. Women have this false belief that they are unworthy, that they're not good enough, So I think that's why I feel women more than men. Like that may shift over time, like maybe I'll start helping men, but it's more because of my own personal transformation, being a woman and seeing these issues in women. I'm like, I know how to help you feel worthy. I know how to help you feel empowered, Whereas with men, I'm not quite sure how, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I understand. And definitely, the way you shared that we have that potential, but somewhere we lack that self-belief, we lack that confidence, and that's heartbreaking. So we have to help women in finding their confidence, their purpose, and all those things. So we connect with them and we deeply feel for them. So I know from where it is coming from. I can just completely relate with you.
Yeah, and I feel like too, when we look back in history, like women never really had it that good. Like women were told, you stay home with the baby, you get married, you stay home with the kids, you bring up the kids, and that's your life, right? And you have to submit to the husband's in control. And women are so powerful. When women are tapped into their intuition, their purpose, like they're so powerful, and they're here to make a difference, And I wouldn't say that women are more important than men. I think that we're equal, but women have like a different quality, that really like intuitive, soft, feminine, compassionate, caring, power. Which the world needs that, it can't just be men all the time running the world. Not that there's anything wrong with the men, right? Because the men have their own power, which is amazing. They're strong and they're more into like the hustle, and the courage, and we need that too. So it's just like the balance, and I don't know, I've just always felt like really called to help women, because I feel like once you tap into that like intuitive power, you that compassion, it's so powerful. It's just so powerful, and so many people need it.
Very powerful. Thank you so much for sharing this. And, I believe many people who are going to watch this and are watching right now, they have just an amazing time and they are loving it, as we can see through the comments. And so thank you so much for being here. Can we have like a more 3 to 5 minutes? Because we can take few questions here.
Yes, of course.
So if you have some more questions, you can just write it here in the comment section. We can take it. And I'm really grateful that you took some time out for all of us and sharing your light with us. It was really inspiring and I learned so many things.
Yeah, and it's been so good to speak to you because I just know that you're like on the same path, so.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. And we are committed towards our mission. Many people ask that from where you gain that confidence from. Like, from where you gain that confidence. Like, what is your answer?
Okay, so I think a couple of places, because I actually grew up not being confident at all. And I couldn't speak on video like this when I first started. I could not speak on video. So the confidence came from understanding who I truly am, and that again happened in meditation, connecting with my soul, seeing who I truly am, but then doing the deep inner healing work. So I had to work through these beliefs that I was unworthy. I had to work through these beliefs that I wasn't good enough. I had a lot of negative beliefs about myself, so I had to do the inner work to look at these and feel the emotion underneath and allow it to be there until it passed. And once I did that with the meditation, like, the confidence just comes naturally. Because really, we actually are all confident naturally. If we look at ourselves when we're babies, these are all confident. They have no self-esteem issues. They have no self-worth issues. That comes from negative experiences, or from other people telling us that we're not good enough, or from society telling us we're not good enough. So really just looking at that stuff within yourself and releasing it, you come back to that natural state where you feel confident, and it just becomes easy.
Beautiful. The way you shared that we all are naturally confident. That's so powerful. We are confident, but we keep on, putting projections inside our mind that I like this and I like that. So beautiful. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much for being here.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, everyone, for joining with us. And just go follow Lisa Jane, learn from her. And I'm really grateful that you are here.
Yes, I'm really grateful.
Thank you so much.